It's Wednesday night, and that means it's time for the Lamar Thomas Show, featuring the greatest receiver in the history of college football. Just ask them, Lamar Thomas.
I was born in Ocala, Florida. I moved to Gainesville to go to high school. Been recruited probably since the 9th grade, illegally, I might add, by the University of Florida. I still can remember Coach Solinger, Don Solinger, coming out to our practice one day. Here it is, this guy comes out in the University of Miami jacket, and I said, I can't believe that's Miami out here. And, you know, I wanted to go up and say, hey, I'm Lamar Thomas. And actually, I did walk up to him and I said, hey, Coach, I'm Lamar Thomas. And he said, I know. And that was the start of my relationship with the University of Miami.
Another good block, and Toretto lays it out. Touchdown, Miami.
You come down here, you'll be on TV every weekend, dominating. I thought about it. I said, man, where do I sign? My mom, on Saturday mornings, I would wake up and she'd be holding my hand. I thought she was the weirdest lady in the world. But she was holding my hands and she would be rubbing them and saying, one day these hands are gonna make you a lot of money. She was smart.
So now, here he is, the great one, along with co-host Gary Ferman of CaneSport.com, Lamar Thomas.
What's going on, LT? I see you made it back from Tallahassee.
You see the smile on my face, Gary? You see the smile? Woo! Wait, state champs, baby! State champs!
I got a bigger smile going to come to your face here in a minute because, you know, the Miami Hurricanes are the talk of the nation right now. And LT, I don't know about you, I'm sure you agree with me. I'm getting the impression that they're going to be here to stay for a while. The way Mario Cristobal is building this program, the way the talent is starting to get stacked recruiting class after recruiting class. And, you know, Mario has kind of willed this whole thing into existence just with hard work that you don't see from normal human beings, quite frankly. I mean, it is a level of maniacal focus and work that, without question, is unmatched in the United States. You know, we see the bows, we see the explosive plays, we see the domination we're watching this season, but it all comes together day by day by day over a course of 4 years. And this is really just the beginning. And, you know, Mario talks about rat poison and trying to keep egos and people from racing ahead of themselves out of the program so he could keep these guys working. But I got a surprise for you tonight, LT, because we're going to be joined right now by the man himself, Mario Cristobal. And Coach, welcome back to the Lamar Thomas Show. And thank you so much for taking the time out for us tonight. We see you're out recruiting, no surprise.
Appreciate you guys having me, man. It's always an honor.
You know, Mario, I know that this is not a surprise to you because, and you understand how hard it is to get here and how hard it still will be to get to the finish line this season because there is so much work to be done. But do you ever take a second these first 5 weeks, just even a second, to appreciate what has been done here in the last 4 years to get to this level and appreciate where you are in the college football landscape right now?
I mean, I don't think there's any value in that, quite honestly. I think it's, you know, that's a second that you could spend on assessing all the things that need to be done better. And as you guys know, you guys have been around football a long time. What we want to accomplish requires us to continue to improve and to make sure complacency never seeps in. And, you know, these are kind of new things, new levels for a lot of a lot of people in the program. So we just got to keep our mouths shut, work our butts off, and just go get better. And I'll focus on Louisville.
Hey Mario, it's your classmate. How you doing, brother?
Man, we should put some pads on you and get you a fake ID and turn you loose out there is what we should do.
That's what I was gonna ask you. I saw in an interview, Mario, someone asked you, could you play on that O line right now?
No. No, I mean, I'd be recruited as a now. I mean, I would fight my butt off every day, and I would give every ounce for Miami. But these guys are different level creatures. They're the levels of power of bend, athletic ability, being able to lift and move people. I mean, it's pretty impressive. So I humbly and really in a pissed off manner say no, but I would obviously, of course, love the opportunity to fight for a job.
Hey Mario, I'm with you, brother. I don't even know if I could play with that receiver corps, man. They are playing their butts off. It's so fun to watch those guys do their thing.
You know what you've been around them, you've seen them at practice, Lamar. It's their levels of work ethic and cohesiveness, like they get it, and you see them throw their bodies around the run game. If you have that, like you used to do, if you have that, it gives you a chance. The best thing that we got going right now is that we all fully understand, sometimes, the hard way, that we got to work our ass off and get better, man. We got to get better. There's a lot of stuff that we got to correct. There's a lot of stuff we got to grind at. And we've been grinding all week, and tomorrow's a big lift day, run day. We're going to throw in some walkthrough time in there as well because we got to get on the road. But this was a work week of improvement, and that's the way it's got to be, man. We just got to keep getting better.
Hey Mario, when I got back to Tallahassee, I ran to my TV, I turned on my TiVo, and I watched the game back, and I was really struck by something at the end when you did your interview with Holly Rowe out on the field. You put extra emphasis into the notion of being state champs, and for the second straight time, and the players were walking around with signs that said back-to-back state champs. You are out recruiting right now tonight. What does being back-to-back state champs mean to the Miami Hurricanes football program at the stage that you're at right now?
Well, like my teammate right there, that meant everything to us back when we had an opportunity to play. And, we came here, and the starting point, the level of where we were at, the roster, everything, it required a lot of work. So I think a lot of people at, state schools took a lot of enjoyment in really pouring it on when we just got here. We were just starting to build. And what it does, it validates all the things that we talked about with a Ruben Bain outside of Hard Rock after a tough loss in year one, with Francis Mainoa, with a Mark Fletcher. Like, those guys believed, they came in, they worked their butts off, and now they have validated the trajectory, the hard work of the University of Miami, and that for us, it's a great starting point that we want to continue. But for us, our alumni, our university, our community, anything and everything Canes, that's one of the top goals every single year, and that can never, ever change.
Hey Mario, I'm gonna ask you one more question, man. The rivalry itself. I saw you in the locker room before the game, man. I almost had a flashback. I was about to push you, but I said, "Nah, I better not." Does it hit the same as a coach that it did as a player?
Yeah, you just can't hit anything, so that's a tough part to deal with. And it's coaching is never the same as playing. It's not. It's not. It's not. But we had great coaches, and you just try to work your ass off and make sure you just apply everything we learned, man. We had some great ones, and you try to pass that on. But man, don't ever change the intensity. Don't ever not be you. We played this game with a group of brothers that lived and died to be a Miami Hurricane. And that's just got to show every chance you get in practice and in the game. And they got to feel it because, the fake stuff, that shit doesn't last, It's got to be real. We have a lot of real ones. We're getting better. We just got to go back to work, man. We just got to keep getting better.
Hey, just before you go, man, I'll let you get back to recruiting, but I got to tell you, myself, Edrin James, and Michael Irvin, man, we want to say thank you for allowing us to be around that team, man. We love it. We want to be there, and thank you so much, man. We appreciate it.
No, look, I thank you. And I think, you, myself, all those guys, what we understand that's really important, LT, we've all, Miami's been away for 20 plus years, right? It has. And watching it from afar, it's absolutely brutal watching how many people would attack it, put it down, even some of our own. Even some of our own. And I think this is a great time for all of us to recognize that, man, we were all crazy and we were knuckleheads. And if it wasn't for Miami and its coaches, man, we owe a lot to Miami. I mean, the gratitude that like you guys coming back, our players seeing that, and then feeling that, and then feeling the mentorship and the brotherhood. They understand how grateful we are for Miami and being a Miami Hurricane. It's awesome. We need more of it. We need to keep doing it. We just got to go work our asses off, man.
Well, keep continuing working, man. Go get us some more damn recruits, man. And
Absolutely, man.
go
Appreciate you, brother. Go Canes always.
Thanks for stopping by, Mario.
Appreciate you guys. Sorry I couldn't hear. It's just kind of crazy out here.
All good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go Canes.
You know, he is he's running this thing like a Fortune 500 company. You know, it's really unbelievable for me to watch, you know, obviously being as close as I am to it, because this is a whole different college football world that we're watching now, that we're living in, and there's so many layers to it. You know, it's literally like a major corporation now. It's not just a college football program anymore. It's almost even beyond an NFL franchise in some ways, because of, you know, you got to recruit like 100 guys. Like, you know, NFL teams got, you know, 50 guys on the roster, but it's kind of like already built in from the draft in years and stuff. You're like reinventing this thing year to year, and they got 21 guys from the transfer portal in the program this year. And you look at how he's got this thing set up with himself as the CEO. He's got 2 coordinators now that he can trust. I mean, these guys are working at an elite level. And they've got obviously a flow chart underneath that with different arms to it, you know, recruiting team, you know, obviously equipment, you know, training, weight room. Every single element of that program is operating like if it were Apple computers or you know, any other major company in America. And this is his vision. Okay, this is the blueprint that he laid out for the university when they came out to see him at Oregon and said, we want to bring you home. And he made sure that he got the commitment that was going to be needed from the university. I never in my wildest dreams would have thought that we would ever see this at this level. I mean, this is far from a one-man operation. Mario literally has willed this into existence and made this happen. And, you know, a lot of people are hard on him from time to time. He's a coach, and, you know, coaches are, you know, open season for criticism week to week, day to day. And obviously football fans have the right to criticize him over certain things that they don't like. But, man, I just hope those people that do that also take the time to appreciate what he has inspired in the university, for starters, and the organization and the quality of people that he's put together and the culture that they've created.
Yeah, Mario has really, from the day one, you know, people were looking at him like he was crazy, you know, talking about recruiting, talking about other things, but he's been steadfast on what he visioned to building this team to compete against the best. And, you know, it starts with the trenches. You know, what he's done, building this team up in the trenches and then building it from that point has been outstanding. And that is the reason why we're able to win these games. I believe that starts with the trenches. I mean, those guys are playing their butts off, and, you know, they put together some great games. You know, say what you want, you know, those other games in the beginning, we leaned on them in the fourth quarter, and I'm pretty sure those guys from Florida State, they felt it. They might have had some stuff going in the fourth quarter where they were doing some good stuff on the offensive side, but on that defensive side, they still felt it. They had to come up and stop that run. They had to stop a physical offensive line, put as many guys in the box as they could. And then you saw what happened in the beginning. We were able to hit them with some play action passes, and we got a big lead. And once we got that big lead, it was safe I mean, it was hey, I saw a lot of fans. They were a little upset that it wasn't a blowout, but you know what? I'll take that win. I would take that win, especially in Tallahassee, the new renovated stadium, which looks damn good, by the way. Looks damn good.
It was a replica of Hard Rock.
Hey, man.
They literally, clearly, were at Hard Rock, saw how nice Hard Rock had become, went back home and said, "Ooh, we got a problem," and then tried to build half their stadium in the same exact architect blueprint.
Hey, man. I'm gonna give them a little credit. I'm gonna give the people in Tallahassee, as we call it now.
Tallahassee.
I'm gonna give them a little credit. It was a nice stadium. It was a nice little thing. They had the chops going early in the game, and then we were able to, after that 3 points, after they scored the 3 points, we were able to put a good drive together and went up 7-3, and it was over from that point on. And obviously, at the end, the people that stayed, they were, they got to see. I mean, but a lot of Florida State fans had left by then. I just want you to know, a lot of them had left and packed it in, and they were on the way to the trailers.
All right, let's take a moment here. So much commotion going on here at the start of the show with Mario popping in, and got to thank him so much for giving us 10, 15 minutes of his time. He's out recruiting tonight. But welcome to the Lamar Thomas Show. It's Wednesday night, and tonight's show, once again, is presented by CaneSport, your ultimate authority for all your Miami Hurricanes merchandise needs. You see LT sitting there in the store. I'm going to put him on solo shot here so you can get a really nice glimpse of CaneSport itself. And they got all kinds of great Canes merchandise going on in there. And man, what's that one? I haven't seen that. Wow. That's great. Great camo.
Military appreciation.
Is that okay? And then they've got the new Adidas line of camo gear, which is real nice. I mean, look at that. That's a very cool, unique shirt. And they got everything, man. They got t-shirts, polos, hats, anything you could possibly want or need as a Hurricane fan. They've got at CaneSport. You can go to the store, 2655 South University Drive in Davie. You can shop CaneSport 24 hours a day at CaneSport.com. So if you haven't been down there yet, make sure you pop in. If you're going to the Louisville game, they're 15 minutes north of Hard Rock Stadium. You can go in there on your way down and get yourself some gear, pick up some tailgating food, a couple good food places in the plaza, and head on down to Hard Rock. If you're not able to make it to the store, again, you can go to CaneSport.com. So we'll talk more about CaneSport later in the show, so show you some more of their cool merchandise. But LT, we've got a lot to talk about tonight, man, and we're going to be joined in a little bit here by Dan Sileo. Man, that's always my favorite Lamar Thomas show of the season when Sileo comes on. I mean, Michael is a tough act to follow after last week, but I got a feeling Sileo might be up to it a little bit. But so anyway, so we were both in Tallahassee, and man, it was an interesting game because Miami, gets up big, 28-3. And for the sake of being totally honest here, I felt like they got some breaks along the way. They were able to do a pretty good job against FSU's offense. But, Castellano was giving them fits, running around. And there were receivers open throughout the game that he didn't find. Okay. The fourth quarter came, he started finding them. And it was scary as hell. I mean, they put 188 yards of offense up in the fourth quarter. We had 17, and they were a successful onside kick away at the end of the game from having a shot to steal a victory there. So just to talk to us about your thoughts throughout the night on what you saw at Doak Campbell Stadium.
Well, I knew that Florida State wouldn't quit, and we got up on them real big. I mean, it was 28-3, and man, I was waving goodbye. I was saying, be careful, drive safe. I was good luck on your triple wide trailers going down Monroe Street, all that good stuff. And we got a little cautious. we got a little cautious. I mean, we got a little safe, and I understand. I look at the maturity of our offensive coordinator as far as um, when he was at Kentucky. He was told to run the ball, and I don't think he really truly knew how to in the air raid system. Okay, and now he knows how to run the ball. I can tell you this: I bet Florida State spent, I would say, at least 3 periods trying to game plan that wing T, as you called it, that T formation, and then we didn't run it not one time.
Yep.
He gave him some things to look at, and he's come a long way. He's not only mixing the air raid capabilities, but he's also mixing the power run capabilities. And obviously, it's so well that teams have to, like Florida State, had to come down in the box. Those safeties, they had no chance. Yeah, they made some plays. Their defense, I saw they took, they were supposed to be a 3-3-5. They took another D lineman, they put him in there to have 4 D linemen. I saw all the stuff they was doing because they were trying to stop the run. Okay. But when you do that, the one thing I was worried about, but I'm not anymore, we showed guys could make plays downfield. When you leave those guys in one-on-one coverage, we were able to make plays with the play action because those safeties have to come down into the box and prepare for Fletcher and Marty and Lyle, and then we hit them over the top. And when, as you well saw, I mean, Malley, man, good grief. That guy can play, man. That guy's a player. And number 7, he had a great game. I mean, that move he put on the goal line, that was a great route. But I think the post opened it up for us for other things later on in the game where he was able to secure the catch. So many times I see guys drop that ball because they're trying to run. He made the catch, and yeah, he went down to the ground, but I'd take that any day over a guy dropping it, trying to get extra yards. So that opened up the floodgates for me. Because once that happened, I think Florida State was pretty much guessing at that point.
I mean, you've obviously played and coached this game for a few decades and been around football at every level. Explain to us, because I can't, how in a span of a split second, a switch can flick, and a game can change as significantly as that game changed in the fourth quarter. Like LT, how does that happen? Like I mean, I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Big Mo. It's called Big Mo, man. Big Mo, man. Big Mo was on their side at that point, but we were so far ahead that, looking at the defense, they had played well the whole game. And in the fourth quarter, I saw guys that, they didn't say they were tired, but they were tired. And when you're tired, you're mentally not thinking sharp. Like, they dropped a lot of coverage. Like, when this quarterback scrambles, okay, those DBs are taught to pace on the guy. They find the guy and but they start peeking in the backfield, and he's such a little guy, you can't find him. He's not a big, tall guy that's standing in place. So he was able to make some throws, but he also missed some throws. But they got a little tired. And, he made plays, man. That kid is special. And I got to tell you what it reminded me of, Gary. It reminded me of my senior year when Charlie Ward started running the no-huddle offense in the second half. They waited too late. Because, hey, Gus, don't call the plays. Just let him run around and make plays. It looked like he was going – this is what it looked like, Gary. He said, all right, I want you to go run a post. I want you to go to the car and cut in, okay? You go to the mailbox and run a sling, okay? That's all it was. Because he was – once Bain and those guys started coming up there, he started to duck under and then run down the line of scrimmage and make plays. But it was too late for him. I would say I know Gus wants to call his offense, but hey, man, you got to play to your quarterback's strength. And his strengths are he's little, you can't find him, and if he can complete more passes than not, you got something special.
Yeah. All right. So, like, offensively, no one's gonna well, I guess Shannon kind of did talk about it a little bit. I mean, they've been caught a few times this year now, dialing it back a little bit, maybe looking at the clock a little too early. And, once you start doing that, the thing that I'm seeing is they're getting in a lot more one-play situations. Like when you get to third down, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, whatever it is, and Florida State was doing a good job all night with the running game, okay? So when you're in a third down situation like that, LT, that's a one-play deal, and they're just not converting them in those moments in the second half where they are working the clock, and therefore they're not sustaining possessions and scoring more points. That's the big difference I see.
Well, if Carson makes a better throw on that
That fourth down
and the slant on second down, I think then we wouldn't be really having too much of this conversation. He only missed what 4 passes the whole game. What was it 20?
Yeah, not many more than that. Yeah,
I know at one point he was 20 or 23, so maybe he missed the last 4.
20 or 27. Yeah, yep.
So I mean, I understand where the coordinator's coming from. My defense is playing so well, it's not going to be on us to lose it by a dumb call, and I get it. I mean, you think back to the Florida game, it's wet. Okay, it's wet. Anything can happen. The ball gets tipped, interception, fumble, anything can happen. Now, last weekend, Florida State, they got momentum on their side. I mean, you make a call that you shouldn't call, and now we're having a different discussion. Okay, he put the pressure back on the defense, which obviously they were tired, but they still were playing their hearts out. I get it. I truly get it. Everybody wanted to see, and everybody was trying to figure out why we didn't kick the field goal. They have this deal, man. They have this analytics deal where they have a sheet, they have a chart, and it tells you everything about. But the one thing it doesn't have, feel.
Yes. Here's
my feeling on it. Okay, you kick that field goal, them son of guns, they walking out the stadium. They already got the trailer park. They got the keys to the trailer park already ready. I mean, they about to hit Monroe Street or whatever the hell it's called. I don't even know what they're going to the state capitol. I don't know what they're doing. But anyway, they are about to walk out. You kick that field goal. Now, when you stop them, they're already out their seat. They sit back down, and then they drive down and score. So now they got hope. They got hope. But that feeling of putting some more points on that board, them saying, you know what, I don't want to see no more of this crap. I'm done. I got to get to my car before these crazy Miami fans harass me. Before Michael Irvin wipes some sweat on me. I don't know. They're trying to get to their cars, but it should have feel on there. The feeling of the game. You kick that field goal, they are saying we need to get to the car. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But, my feeling was the risk reward of that extra 3 points with I think it was 108 left in the game. The risk reward of those extra 3 points at that moment in time is not very much in the favor of the decision to kick a field goal because, you're risking a block that if that thing gets blocked and somebody returns that for a score, now you're only up by 2 points. And they're onside kicking, and if they recover that onside kick, they only got to go about another 20 yards to be in field goal range, and you're looking at losing the damn game because you felt like you wanted to win by 12. I mean, I thought Mario made the right decision in that situation. Now, Shannon Dawson doing an unbelievable job. LT, he had a great play in his back pocket for that situation. I mean, they were bringing Tony across the formation at the line of scrimmage. He banged into
bumped back, and I think that bumped him off a little bit.
It bumped him a little bit off, threw off the timing. But I still felt Carson Beck should have seen that and completed the pass. I mean, it was a shame that it played out the way it did, and he missed that. That would have been another touchdown for Malachi. And they might be talking about him for the Heisman Trophy at that point. If he gets that one and he gets the one they called back in the second game and he has 4 touchdowns against Florida State, it would have been wow. But, I thought they made the right decision. I really do in that situation. And, but LT, in the bigger picture, what should they do differently? I mean, if you look back, you go back to the Syracuse game where they had a 21-0 lead. Notre Dame game, I thought they were massively better than Notre Dame. They let them back in the game in the fourth quarter. Florida, same thing. They were massively better than Florida. Let Florida back in the game in the fourth quarter. And now Florida State, who I felt they were massively better than, they let them back in the game in the fourth quarter. This is now a pattern, to be honest. So how can they address this moving forward, and maybe think it out a little differently so that this doesn't keep happening? Because if you keep going to the well like this in games, we know there will eventually come a day where it catches up to you. We've seen it as recently as a couple years ago, obviously against, in the Georgia Tech game where things went astray late.
Yeah, Gary, it's one of those things in an undefeated season. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you have those games, man, where they're close. You tell me back in '92, I mean, we were undefeated, but we play a Arizona team, 8-7, 9-7. I think it was something like that. I mean, it is what it is, man. Sometimes these teams come out and they play, but along the lines of what you're saying, it's a tough one because you're trying to make sure that obviously you don't lose. Okay, I think that's the most important thing. And these guys are, I think, on the offensive side, they're really putting their egos aside because our defense is playing so well. You got to understand something. Okay, so the offensive coordinator, his job is to put up as many yards and points as he can, so he looks more appealing for the next job. And by the way, Kentucky's not playing well, and hey, man, that guy might get the call, man. He might get to go back and replace the guy who fired him. I'm just saying. But his job is to win games now, and that's what he's trying to cautiously manage these games. And you could say he's getting a little conservative. And on the defensive side, maybe we are. That one drive against Florida, they had a good drive in the third quarter. But you know what? I will take that because we've been here and we've seen us not be able to pull these games out. I think this is through the process of adding players that have experience, gelling them with players that are young, hungry. You got guys that don't want to know how to lose. They only know how to win and pull it out, regardless of any type of situation. They're playing to win, and you know what? If it's by 1 point, it is, so be it. But they're playing to win, and they're winning right now. And I know you said eventually it will catch up with you. Who knows? I mean, as long as you're winning, that locker room, it ain't sad. It's happy.
Right.
And those guys are able to carry it on to the next week. And yeah, it might give, okay, you show us that you can have that 1 quarter too. If that's what you want, okay, we'll see, and we'll weather the storm, and we'll kick your butt. I'm just saying.
You mentioned Ruben Bain, and he's playing football as well as anybody in America right now. But he went 77 reps the other night. And
I saw him, Gary. I saw him tell somebody, get back off the field. Somebody came in to get him, and he said, no, go back.
Yeah. I mean, 77 reps for a defensive lineman is unbelievable. And but he was tired, Lamar. I mean, he would make that initial move, get in the backfield, and he had no legs. It was like he was playing with cinder blocks attached to his legs there. Once they got to the middle of the fourth quarter, you talk about rotations and all that. That's great, but nobody's banking on a 10-play drive and a 19-play drive late in the fourth quarter. What are you going to do? You're going to take your best players off the field? I don't think so.
Man, that's a tough one because Gary, this guy, he plays all 4 downs. You see him first and second, he's stopping the run, he's playing it, and then on third down, he got the ears pinned back, and you're bringing in Blunt and Lightfoot and moving Messidor out. I mean, these guys are playing a lot of plays, especially those 2 guys. We would have liked to have seen those guys get some breaks, but it's one of those things, Gary. When you're in that type of environment and you're trying to get that win as a player, I know it could hurt because I saw some plays where Florida State fans are posting where he was a tight end pushed him down. Well, he might have pushed him down, but the quarterback didn't run that way because it was contained. Okay,
And
he
he slipped on that play. That was ridiculous.
You know what? He's just saying, "Hey, man, I trust myself to get this job done." And until then, until the Coach Heatherman or Jason Taylor or whoever says come out, he ain't coming out. He trusts himself. So 77 plays on a good night, great weather, by the way. You can run all day in that weather. That felt good. Felt good up there, man. Woo! I got to say, Trailer Nasty was feeling good up there. Great weather.
Let's talk a little bit about Malachi Tony playing a position that's very near and dear to your heart, obviously. And man, the level that he's playing at right now, it's a throwback to Kevin Williams. It's a throwback to Santana Moss, to Roscoe Parrish. But his game is like unique. Like the way he puts his foot in the ground and changes directions as fast as he does, and then like once he starts running, he's got the foot speed to keep the edge that he's just created with his ability to do what I just described. This guy's just starting, man. He should still be in high school. What do you talk about? What you see from Malachi Tony?
Man, so far I see. I mean, I hate to say this about a freshman, man. I see greatness though. I mean, this kid. I mean, I watched him play in high school. I saw him switch positions and actually be better than the 5-star quarterback. Um, his work ethic, talking to Kevin Beard, is second to none. He's what you want as a coach because he's young and he's trying to move the crowd as far as, hey, follow me, guys. And he's meeting with the quarterbacks early in the morning. I mean, this is a special kid, man. He's a truly special guy that he the way he made that move and he turned around Earl Little, made him look like Earl Little Jr., by the way. He made him look like a lead blocker. I mean, it was amazing because I was like, okay, they're gonna get him. No, he ran away from him. He literally, and he has what I've seen. He has great knowledge and anticipation and great feel for the game as a freshman. To run away from a guy, a defender, against Notre Dame on a crossing route where he flattened it off, to score that touchdown, that pass that was called back, the move he made on the cornerback to get inside and then have the speed enough to take it down the sideline, man, that's incredible. All I kept saying, I kept telling Mike, what you got, 23 or 24 touchdowns? I know I got 23. I'm second to you. So he'll probably catch me by next year. And then you next, dog.
Well, there's no question. Yeah.
The kid is special, man. The kid is special.
Yeah. Obviously he's a smaller receiver, but with that unique skill set that he has, what do you see for the future for him?
Well, the quarterback, the thing that he does, they get the ball in his hands. They let him make plays. That's what you're going to always have to have as a quarterback. They're smart enough to be able to put the ball in his hands, and the coordinator, if anything was to happen, they're able to get the ball, get him the ball in space. But don't be fooled because he can make plays down the field. The kid is a baller now. He might be little in stature, but his heart and his catch radius and he's an aggressive blocker. So that sets up play action. Now he's tussling with DBs. So the next play, DB is trying to figure out if he's gonna come out and grab him or not, and then he runs by him. I mean, he's a smart player. So what I think that in the future we got to get a quarterback that understands you get it in the best player's hands. Okay, get a coordinator. If it's not our coordinator that's still here, that puts him in situations where he can accentuate his talents, which is being able to run routes. He's quick, good footwork, and he catches the ball extremely well. And he's not afraid to try to go up and get it for a little guy. So that means to me, that's your go-to guy. And I mean, I love watching him. I mean, it's fun to watch, man. He that game he had against Florida State, man. It was that run down the sideline was, unfortunately, you know, Seven got called for illegal motion, or he turned upfield too fast. But man, I wish that play would have counted. Man, that play will be on highlights for a long time because that he really showed his he was elusive. I mean, he had the stiff arm. I mean, it just he looked good. He looked good, man.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about another one of the receivers, C.J. Daniels. It's a kid. He was at Liberty a couple of years ago, had a really good season, got on the radar of bigger schools, goes to LSU. That's his big breakthrough, and it didn't work out. He had injuries. He never really got integrated into that program the way that he had intended. And he ends up transferring to Miami this year. And man, everything that didn't happen for him at LSU, no touchdown catches, for example. His Miami experience is making up for it, Lamar. What are your thoughts on what you've seen from C.J. Daniels?
Well, first I'd like to apologize to him. Geo Kane let me know it wasn't seven. CJ who had the penalty. So my bad. It was zero. My fault. Um, I've seen a guy that's he's not the fastest guy. Kind of reminds me of myself a lot. Not the fastest guy, but he understands how to make plays. You know, yeah, he had some drops in the rain game, but you know what? He's made up for it. That catch, I think that catch, uh, that post route where he caught it, that I think that opened up the floodgates for us. That opened up things because at that point Florida State was like, whoa, okay, what do we do? We didn't know they had guys that could stretch the defense and get behind us. We didn't think they had guys like that. Well, he showed that yes, we do, and then Malachi took over from there. I mean, he's playing his butt off, man. It's a good combination of what they're able to do, and hats off to Kevin Beard, man. You know, last year he had a really good receiving core. I think this year the guys are playing well. You know, we're still waiting to see other guys come along, but sometimes in those critical games and those critical moments, you play the guys you trust, and that's how it goes sometimes. You know, you got other games coming up. Maybe they'll get opportunities, but you play the guys you trust, and you know they're going to be in the right place at the right time, and you go from there.
He's a guy you pull for. I mean, from the minute he arrived here, he took it upon himself to be a leader in the locker room. And, one by one, he started, bonding with the guys on the team. And he became, without question, a rally point, a guy that the other kids looked up to. And you got to give him a lot of credit for that, LT.
Yeah, well, when you're an older guy, I mean, when you're older, you've been to this your third school, you learned along the way what to do, and so he was at Liberty, he comes to LSU, and a great program, LSU, great program. So he brings everything he's learned in those two stops, and he brings them here. And he saw what was going on last year. You got to look at film from the year before and see what they had going on, and it was some type of leadership. So he comes in, he says, "Okay, let's get it." And so all these we got some younger guys in that room. So what do? You take them under your wings and you try to let them know what is coming because they have no idea. These young guys, they have no idea. I know Malachi played great in high school, played a great high school, played against some great competition, but college is entirely different. So I'm pretty sure CJ was able to talk to him and just take him under his wing. I mean, the kid is great. I love watching these guys play, man. Again, Kevin Beard has done a fantastic job, and I hope it continues.
All right. While we're on the subject of receivers, the season is not going the way it was drawn up for all of them. Some aren't getting to play, and one guy that's obviously a focal point of attention is JoJo Trader. Because if you asked anybody before the season who's the top receiver coming out from Miami this year, many people would have said JoJo Trader, and he got hurt, and now the past several weeks, he has not been able to work his way into the lineup. And, you got guys, Malachi, CJ Daniels, even guys like Josh Moore, Keelan Marion, Like you got these kids that are all playing really good football. Nobody gets to go out on the field by entitlement, Lamar. I know you looked into this a little bit. Give us an update on what you feel the situation is with JoJo Trader.
Well, I can tell you this. So the offensive coordinator, the receiver coach, and the quarterback, okay, they have to trust you. Okay. And if they trust you, they speak up. Okay. Obviously, I don't know, something is, I know it was an injury, but in the game, when the game's on the line, a big game like that, you can't make mistakes, and you can't show in practice that you're making mistakes. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I don't know for sure, but I would say this. There is something where, because I saw it last year, okay? I saw it last year. Cam Ward did not want number 11 to be in the game last year. Okay, he didn't. He trusted number 2 more, Horton. He trusted him more, and Sam, because Sam got there late, a lot of things were going on, but he trusted number 2. So as your quarterback doesn't trust you, who's going to be in the game? If he doesn't trust you, he's not going to lobby for you to get. The quarterback will say, "Hey, I want this guy in the game." So obviously something's going on where the trust factor. It's not about. Let me tell you something. Beard, the coordinator, they're going to play the best man. They're going to play the best guy that they feel comfortable being out there in crucial situations. This ain't the boys' club. Okay, it's your job to day in and day out win the position, win playing time, build trust. And obviously, I'm just saying that again. I don't know for sure, but in my eyes, he must not have built no trust in practice. That's what I understand about being a coach, because I was told by my head coach Bobby Petrino. He said it many times when I went to put a guy in. He says, I wonder how Aaron would feel about you losing your job. I said, hey dog, you can't go in, bro. Point blank. Dog, when you put it in those terms, hey man, I'm sorry, bro. Wait until the fourth quarter when we up by 50. Then I get you in. But it is what it is. I mean, I hope he continues to somehow build a trust. Like it's not just sometimes it's not just trust on the field, it's trust off the field too. You can get in the doghouse for things. If you're not if they put you in a test or put you in a playing practice and you don't do it right, or if they put you in a walkthrough or something and you don't do it right, that I've been there where I didn't play a kid because in a walkthrough before a game, he didn't do right. So I can't, my head coach saw it. He's not going to put him in. So if I put him in and we already saw him screw it up in the walkthrough and it happens again, yeah, Aaron ain't too happy with me because I lost my job. That's what's going to happen. So, I mean, I just hope he continues to work in whatever dollhouse he might be in, because again, I don't know for sure. These are just my opinion. He works himself and continues to work, and he gets his opportunity. Now, when you get your opportunity, you got to make the best of it. You have to sustain it, and you have to continue to build trust. Because I'm pretty sure if it was trust, the quarterback would be lobbying for him to be in there.
Right.
They have a lot of weight.
I mean, you wouldn't have to lobby. I mean, he would be in there.
Yeah. So again, I don't want. I mean, everybody understand. This is just my opinion. This ain't none that I got from nobody. This is just what I see from being a coach all those years, coaching receivers, and understanding that sometimes if I see you screwing up, there was a kid when I was coaching at Kentucky. I saw him drop 8, 9, 10 balls in warm-ups before the game. You think I was gonna play that son of a gun? Absolutely not. So his daddy came up to me after the game. Why you didn't play my son? I said, did you see the warm-up? Just that simple. Next game, hopefully he'll catch the ball in the warm-up. I'm just saying. So you have to make, because your job is you don't want the coordinator to get on you, and then you don't want the worst is the head coach getting on you, who is the coordinator. So you just I know he saw it, so I was gonna make sure, because he would have said to me, "Didn't you see him drop all those passes and warm ups, and you still freaking put him in?" I'm just saying. You got to do it right.
So how does JoJo get himself out of this little funk that he's put himself in? I mean, he's a South Florida kid. You got people all over South Florida that expect him to be playing. He's not playing. They're asking him what's up. He's got to make excuses to save face. Now you got people starting crazy rumors and things that just aren't true, and to try to make up for why he's not playing. He's not playing simply because he's not practicing well and he's not beating out the guys in front of him. How does he turn that around? I mean, you've got guys that have been playing like they don't deserve to have their reps go away just on face value. How does JoJo, and he's got an opportunity here because you got an open week, you got 2 weeks of practice to really focus and get yourself back in good graces. How does he do it, Lamar?
You just said it. You got 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks to practice hard. You got 2 weeks to do everything right. You got to take it upon yourself. I'm not saying brown nose, but shit, you got to do whatever is gonna make these coaches say, "Hey, man, we need to play him." That is, come in, meet, instead of the one thing about kids, a lot of them are immature. And they don't have a maturity level. They think they're hurting you, but really they're hurting themselves. Okay? And so you have to, as a mentor, be able to pull them aside and say, "Hey, bro, you ain't hurting me by not doing it right. You're only hurting yourself." So if I'm him, or if I'm someone close to him, I'm saying, "Bro, you got to get in there early. Show them you want to work. You got to show up the weightlifting. You got to show up the study hall. You got to do everything right. And then when you get your opportunity in practice, you're making it happen. You're going the extra yard. And yeah, you can say he bending over backwards, but so what? It's your job. It's your job, man, if you want to be here. Now, if you want to get all salty and not do your job, then, it is what it is. Then you're looking to transfer, we're looking to replace, all that stuff. But you shouldn't come to that. It should come to, I'm going to do my job. I'm going to try to win back my position. I'm going to try to win back the good grace of the coaches. And I know it might be a hard lesson for people out there to say, why should he have to win it back? He should try to win it back because this is his job. This is why you win it back. You go out there and you do what you're supposed to do, and you do it 10 times better. And you don't go with the locker room lawyers. "Oh man, you should be starting." You block out that. You block that out, and you concentrate on your job and getting your job back, getting in a good grades, getting you some playing time. So now, when it comes down to it, you don't have to say in the transfer portal, "Oh, they didn't like me."
Philippe here says if he's a dog, like everybody thinks he is, he's going to move hell and earth.
Yes.
To get his.
That's what I'm hoping. If everybody I talked to said how much of a dog he was, I want to see it, because that's the way. If he's a dog, he's going to work himself back into that lineup. He's going to work himself back into that lineup and not give up. Because you know what happens? There are other guys. There are other guys that want to play. Joshua Moore didn't play that much. He didn't play that much. It was one of those guys out there they trust right now. It's a big game. So you do what you can these 2 weeks. You play against Louisville. You have some playing time against Louisville. That's how it works.
All right. While we're on the subject of receivers, former FSU quarterback Danny Cannell now works for CBS Sports. He did a pretty unique interview with Michael Irvin there on the field at Doak Campbell Stadium, and we got a clip from that I want to play, and then I want to get Lamar's reaction, which I'm sure should be very interesting to this video. Check this out.
Game on the line. Who do you want making a play? We'll start off with Travis Benjamin or your boy Lamar Thomas.
Travis Benjamin gets off the football field, fast dude. Lamar Thomas, that's my real protege. I stand next to him all the time. I'll stand next to him in this. I'm taking Lamar Thomas.
All right, so let's see how far he advances. So now you got Lamar Thomas or Roscoe Parrish.
I love Roscoe too, man, but I'm still got to ride with Lamar right here now. I literally brought Lamar into Miami. I literally took blood out of here and put blood in there. So I'm taking Lamar Thomas still.
All right, does Lamar keep advancing, or Miami's all-time leading receiver, Xavier Restrepo.
I measure Xavier Restrepo way up here. Nobody thought he would do what he did. And right now, he's the greatest receiver, when we talk numbers, that ever came out of the University of Miami. But I'm still taking Lamar. Because you said a big play off the field.
Exactly.
You said a big play off the field.
All right, so this is going to get a little bit harder as we keep going forward. All right, you got Lamar or Santana Moss.
Woo!
Now it's getting a little tricky.
He went dirty on us at Miami, and then he did it to us in Washington when I was in Dallas.
Yep.
But I'm still got to stick with Lamar because I'm going to see him tonight.
Reggie Wayne. Lamar Thomas or Reggie
Wayne. Shady up in this game. Now we getting shady.
All right.
Reggie right here. I got to go with Reggie.
All right, so Reggie Wayne advances. Now you got Reggie Wayne or Andre Johnson. Oh, my goodness.
When I first saw Andre Johnson, I was at Miami. They said, hey, man, we're recruiting the kid that's going to replace you. He's the next Mike Irvin. And he came around the corner. I was like, God almighty. I've never seen a guy this big. They say, run the 4.3. I said, God almighty. I'm taking Andre Johnson.
Andre Johnson or yours truly.
If you talk about one play, honestly, one play for the game, I got to take Andre Johnson even over me. He's the most physically gifted receiver we ever had at the University of Miami, bar none.
There you have it. Andre Johnson takes it through.
What say you, LT?
Man, Kevin Harris said I paid Mike for that. Travis Benjamin is a baller, man. I love watching him play. Roscoe, who else he had? Restrepo. I mean, those guys are good, really good, man. I think the world of those guys. I would have stopped with Travis Benjamin. I would have put Travis Benjamin in there in front of me. I just love.
Oh, you're being humble.
I love this game, and there's some really great receivers who played at Miami, and that's not all of them. I mean, hell, you ain't even talk about Eddie Brown. You didn't.
Yeah,
Eddie Brown's guys. There are a bunch of guys that should be mentioned. So the fact that they put my name in there was crazy because, again, this is to come down here and be mentioned in the same breath as those guys. It means a lot to me because again, I really Stacy Coley. Yes, I mean there's so many guys that played at the university, played that position, played it well. To be mentioned with those guys, man, is truly humbling. And I think Mike was only saying that because he knew I was going to be with him. But I would have knocked myself out with Travis Benjamin because that dude was a baller, true baller.
But you got knocked out by Reggie Wayne.
I mean, hey, man, he got a gold jacket. The guy was, I said this a while ago. Remember, I told you this a long time ago. I tried to get Reggie Wayne to come out early. I didn't want to break my record. But I knew that guy was special, man. He was, and he got to play early, just like Malachi, and they got to start. They got to play, really play. It wasn't mop-up time, 15 catches, one touchdown like I had as a redshirt freshman. This is some serious play time where they're depending on you to make plays and continue to grow. I didn't have to. I just had to come along and wait my turn. These guys are thrusted in there because they are special talents, and the coaches saw that and continued to. I mean, Leonard Hankerson, Wesley Carroll. I mean, the list goes. Brett Perriman. I mean, the list goes on and on, man. I mean, it is some really great players, and I'm probably missing some. Some really great players to play at the University of Miami at wide receiver, and it's a special place. I know other schools like LSU talk about, their run that they've had, but we've been doing it a long time. And Michael Irvin is a guy who helped me make my decision, and I'll ever be thankful for that because it put me in a great situation to be down here and to be mentioned with those guys. So.
All right, let's take a quick moment right now and let's hear from our friends at CaneSport.
Welcome to CaneSport. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, CaneSport has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. CaneSport, the spot Miami fans shop.
All right, LT, let me go back to that solo layout real quick, and so people can get a glimpse of some of the great merchandise that's behind you there inside the CaneSport store. A lot of new stuff. Adidas has been pumping it out here with the Canes doing well. We showed you the camo gear earlier, but you literally got, T-shirts, hats, polos, jerseys. Heck, you can get stuff from other teams too. They had Matthew Tkachuk in the store today doing a signing before Lamar started his show, and they've got nobody wants Dolphin stuff, but they have Inter Miami and really anything you could want. Games where they've got it. They've got men's, women's, kids. They'll even dress your pets at CaneSport. So get on over to their store, 2655 South University Drive in Davie. Go to caneswear.com if you can't physically make it to the store. You won't be sorry. CaneSport is the place to go for all your Canes merchandise needs. All right, now we're going to move on here, and I'm going to be honest. This is my favorite Lamar Thomas show guest every season. We always manage to get him on once. There's nothing like it. We had Michael Irvin on last week. That's a pretty tough act to follow, but I have a feeling this guy will be up to it, and that's our man Dan Sileo. Wait, let me get Lamar at a solo here and bring Dan on. Dan, how are you, buddy? How you been?
You know what? There's no other show in the country I would never do other than this man here. And I hosted him last week, and I hosted you guys last week, and I said I'm going like, oh my God, I forgot I got this outkick thing I got to do, and I'm going like, oh my God. And I told Clay Travis, I said, listen here. Sorry, dude. I've got to push off next Wednesday because Lamar's going to ask me. I know he is. So he goes, Sills, what's up? And I go, bro, I owe you. So we're ready to rock. Man. I'm ready to roll.
Hey, man, and I'm sorry. I sent it to your old phone number, the link. And I'm
the 407 number. I got it. I got it.
Hell? And I'm like, so finally I look at it, I go, oh, darn it.
Right.
I said, because that was, so whatever that number was, there were like 5 missed messages where you never My bad on that.
God,
thank you so much for coming on, man. And hey, what do you think about the Canes right now?
Best football team I've seen in 25 years. I mean, this really goes back to the early 2000s. I mean, Mario has done a great job at recruiting. I mean, he's also bringing the right assistant coaches in. And this is the best group that I've seen in a long time. That's the best defense that I've seen. It's the best defensive tackle play that I've seen in 25 years. And, Mario comes on my new radio show that I have in Tampa Monday through Friday from 10 to 1. And he comes on at 11:30 on Thursdays. And we've been talking. I go, they're the best 1-0 team in the country. He's got that mentality. Lamar, when we played, I don't ever remember like what our record was. I just remember the task at hand each week, what we had. And the media people were the ones that were reminding us that we were undefeated or we were here. And we were like, because Jimmy had made such an emphasis that let's win the week. Let's win the day. Let's be ready to rock. And he goes, the harder we work during the week, the easier the Saturdays will be. And that's how it really played out. And I'm starting to see that with this team. And I tell you, I tell him all the time, I love the wide receiver. That kid, CJ Daniels, is some freaking player. I mean, they've got it all. And I'm very impressed with what – now, look, a lot of work to do still, but I'll tell you what, I'm very impressed.
So, hold on. Go ahead, Gary.
So Dan, let's start. Let's talk a little defensive line. Might as well, right? Because we've got a couple guys up there that are playing at a just unbelievable level. And, and Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor. And when you're watching those cats work on Saturdays, what's going through your mind?
I'm very proud, and I go back and forth with Ruben Bain all the time during the week because obviously I played with his uncle, Tolbert Bain, and we go back and forth and we have conversations. He goes, listen, man, how did you guys prepare each and every single week for the opponents? That I go, it was all about representing what we wanted to put out there on the field each and every single Saturday. And, as you know, Gary, and as you know, Lamar, my D-line is considered the greatest line in the history of the program, and I'm very proud of that. It's because we had so many great people even behind us, the Russell Marylands, the Cortez Kennedys, all them guys. And we were so loaded. But the one thing we always said was that we wanted to control the game. Every time I get Dave Wanstead on, or I get Jimmy on, or I get Butch on, the one thing we were able to always do, Gary, we were able to control football games with our front four. And I think these guys, this is the best front four that I've seen. And it started against Notre Dame. I'm very proud of the D tackle position and what they're doing inside. Edge rushers have always been pretty good over the last 15 or 20 years. But to me, I think it's really been the difference this year has been the D tackle play. And I'm very proud of what they're doing there. Jason Taylor's done a great job. I go back and forth with him, and I tell him that he's doing such a great job at coaching this football team. So, yeah, absolutely, man. I really love what I'm seeing with the D-line.
Okay, I got a question for you. You're playing 77 snaps.
I already know. No, I'm never coming out.
See?
No.
It's your will. You can't. You don't trust. Yes.
No, I'm not coming out. I'm not coming out because you know why? I may lose my job to Cortez Kennedy. I may lose my job to Russell Maryland. No, I'm not coming out. That's not happening. Ask Reggie Wayne that question. Ask anybody who's ever played at that program when it's good. Hey, listen, Xavier Restrepo, you know what? All power. I really appreciate. He's the all-time leading wide receiver. Gary, no disrespect that guy couldn't play on my football team. He'd be a walk-on guy, chasing down punt returns and all that. No disrespect. That guy ain't playing on my football team. I mean, he's just not with the talent we had with Eddie Brown, dudes like this, and Michael Irvin. And by the way, when you knew you were good, you were never going to be the all-time leading receiver because you were leaving after year one or year two. And so I'm starting to feel a little bit of that again. We're starting to see the depth at all the positions again.
Dan, Mario's talking a lot about rat poison. Okay. And when you win and impress the way that they have, obviously, Miami's the talk of the country right now. All we hear, no matter what podcast, no matter what show you listen to, people are talking about the Miami Hurricanes again. But rat poison is a real deal thing. Mario doesn't bring it up every 5 seconds for no reason. How do they get to the finish line here, Dan?
Gary, what'd you say? I lived on rat poison. Okay? Hey, listen. I tried. This is the only thing that I have a problem with Mario on. I love the rat poison. I loved being able to tell Brian Bosworth he was the most overrated player in the history of the league. I loved being able to tell, hey, you're roadkill on the side of the road. I love that stuff. I love roadkill. I have no problem with that. But again, listen, I know it's a different world today. Social media. My God, Lamar Thomas on social media when he played. I'm sorry, dude. It wouldn't go well for you. It just wouldn't go well for you. It wouldn't go well for any of us. And so, listen, I get it. It's a new era and all that, and we got to be cool. And Mario's like, hey, listen, I see you going after Florida State. I was calling them the 2-10 guys. I said, so the 2-10 guys are barking. I go, listen, we're going to go to Doak. We're going to knock the guy off the horse again, and he's going to go away, and he's going to, we're going to be the state champs. And I get people from Florida State going, that's so like, not, I go, I know, like we live in a different world today, but in my world where I played, I go like this. You guys were roadkill this year. We're state champs. Good night. How you doing? So, I mean, Gary, I'm sorry, but I was one of the guys that embraced that stuff. And I thrived on that. I loved it. Our teams back then thrived on that stuff.
Hey, Lamar was going to knock Chief Osceola off that horse back when he played, but then he saw the spear, Dan. Once he saw that spear, he's like,
wait. Whoa. I'll tell you this. I went to Doak once, and I'm from Connecticut. So, Gary, I had never seen anything like this. So I'm standing there in the middle of the field. This guy stands up on his horse. He throws a spear. Back then it was on fire. He threw it right at my feet. I went, yeah, that's pretty dope right there. I go, I'll give you that, man. So listen, it was great, man. That's one of the greatest environments that I've ever played. That and playing up at Florida and being able to play in those games. You know why? Because guys like Lamar, who played against all these guys in the state, I got a chance to see what really playing, what Florida football was all about. I was so proud to be all part of that, man. It was really a great era that you heard guys chirping, Michael Irvin and Deion Sanders chirping at one another because they played high school football against each other. It was pretty cool, man. It was really great.
Hey, Dan, so two things. One, they have a rope now. They don't let us come out there. They have a rope that stretches 100 yards to make sure we stay behind the rope.
Well, that doesn't apply to Irvin, does it?
Well, you can only hope to contain Mike. You can't control. Okay.
Now, somebody asked me something about, he goes, Sills, you see Lamar or you see Michael Irvin out there hogging all that? And I go, dude, that guy did that when he was 18 years old on our team. He's not doing anything different than what he does right now. And Mike's like, I had him on my show a couple weeks ago, and he goes, listen, he goes, I'm so glad. I go, dude, I know you 42 years. You've been doing this since you were 17 years old. So, I mean, that's nothing different, Gary. He's been doing that, as you know, he's been doing that forever. That's how he played. That's how he was on the sidelines with all of us. I mean, everyone's like, look at him going. I go, yeah, well, I saw that like every year for 3 years. I mean, I didn't see anything different. That's Michael Irvin.
Hey, Dan, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So check this out. All right. So as I'm sitting here watching you, are you having fun working? Are you having fun talking Canes football every day?
I am so glad to be talking Miami Hurricane football when it matters and not back in the Nevin Shapiro. I'm going to sell my emblem logo for any hooker out there. I am so glad that we don't have anybody in the room like Donna Shalala and the rest of these people any longer that are around my program. I am so glad where we are. I mean, it reminds me of the days when I used to give the finger to Thad Foote, the president of the university, because I couldn't take it. I remember, Gary, one day they got so mad at us because we were doing things at the Fiesta Bowl, and I was like, okay. So then Jimmy said, let's put them in jackets. So we were in jackets and ties, and I remember just giving the finger the whole time going like this. Hey, Dad, how you doing? Now, listen, that's what I feel like right now. I feel like we're back in that time again. And so, yeah, Michael's like, how's it feel to see Hurricane football? And I'm a top 25 voter in the poll. And so I'm like, I got Miami #1 every week. And I'll tell you why people go, you're biased. I go, well, unless you show me another team in the country that's played 3 teams that have been ranked in the first 5 games that they've beaten, okay, I'll go with your team. Who's Ohio State beaten? Ohio University? I mean, come on, dog. I mean, look, I know we got Bethune-Cookman on there because I love me some Bethune-Cookman, and it's great for our state. But we do have Notre Dame on there, FSU and Miami on there, or FSU and Florida on there. So I'm all good with that, man. I mean, I like where we are right now.
So you do a national college football show national football show every single day during the week, I guess. And so you have a lot of guests on and stuff. Do people believe that Miami is for real? Do they believe in this Hurricane team?
Gary, how dare you just make me feel awful? And I'll tell you why you made me feel awful. And I tell people this all the time. When you have to ask the question, is Miami back? We're not back yet. Okay, me and Lamar played in a time when losses were what we were being remembered by because we won so much. The iconic losses, if there were any. I lost one game. Gary, 3 years, one game in regular season I lost. One game. Okay, I mean, we started the 58-game win streak during my time there. I mean, when you ask me the question, are we back? That to me tells me we're not yet. So the day when we hear this, hey, how many points is Miami going to win by this weekend? That's when I know we're back. Not, do you think we're back or do you like where we are? And I'm like, yeah, no. I mean, when I walked into football games on Saturday, I never thought I was going to ever lose. There wasn't a moment that ever crossed my mind we were going to lose. I walked off the field at the Fiesta Bowl, and get this, I'm walking off the field. We held them to 5 first downs in that game. 140 yards in total offense. I played the game of my life. I'm walking off the field and I go, yeah, well, I don't know what else we could have done on that side of the ball, but I'll tell you something here. People will remember this game. 92 million people watched that game that night. Then the next year we come back and win a national title. And I'm like, man, you remember when we get beat. That's the teams I want to see. And I told Mario that. I go, when people look at us and go, holy cow, can you believe it? Miami lost? Unreal. Not this one. Hey, is Miami back? I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I was talking about like the people that come on your show. Do they believe in this Miami team?
Yeah, well, they're buying it. I mean, Brett McMurphy and everyone that comes on the program, all the national writers are like, Sills, I really think this team has a shot to win the national title. And I said, it's all going to come down to the seeding in the playoffs, because you never know who you're going to line up against and how they're going to do this. Because, again, it's a beauty contest still. It's not really like the 60-team tournament that you have in the NCAA basketball. But to me, I think they have really – I mean, here, I'll ask you this, Gary. Oregon, Ohio State, Miami, Georgia versus rest of the field. Do you think one of those 4 teams will win the national title?
Pretty good shot.
Okay. So I'll take those.
I mean, Alabama, if they play at the level they played against Georgia, they would be in the conversation. But I mean, you're right. It's going to depend on the seeding and who matches up better with who they end up playing.
Right. I mean, look, the tournament, they want to expand it. I don't know if you're going to get the best because it's going to be SEC and Big Ten. And then, I think by the way, I think USF is going to get in. I think it's really going to help our strength of schedule that if USF continues to win, dude, that Gator win was so big for Miami. I mean, okay, wait, I'm going to say it, and I don't want anyone to get on me, okay? I was rooting for Florida to beat Texas because it was good for Miami. I'm not sure I've ever said that in my entire life. I'm rooting for Florida to win anything. I mean, quite frankly, I could care less about that place, but it helped UM. And I was like, great. So, and then when Alabama beat Georgia, I don't know how we're not the number 1 team in the country. I don't get it.
Well, Ohio State's defending national champs. They got a head start, I mean, that's got a little something to do with it.
Well, who have they played? I'm curious. Who have they played? An overrated Texas that Florida just beat? I'm curious. Who have they played? So, I mean, yeah, no, I think we got a better resume.
I said the same thing, that who they played, and then you look at their schedule. I mean, do they play Indiana?
Dude, you know what? Indiana's better this year, and Indiana's better this year, Lamar, than they were a year ago.
But I talked to an Ohio State fan, and he was telling me, we play Illinois. The same Illinois that got destroyed?
Destroyed by Indiana.
I mean, what the hell? I don't know.
No. And then, of course, you've got the greatness of like James Franklin in that conference, too. I mean, hey, it's always great to be the first team in 40 years to go out west and play UCLA, who's 0-4 with an interim coach, and you're a top 10 team, and you end up getting beat. Who would have thought? And I'll tell you this, Gary, think of this. Look at the top 25. Look at the top 10. Who would have told me? Here we are sitting on what? October 8th, that Texas, Penn State, and Clemson, who were ranked in the top 10, are no longer in the top 25. I mean, Dill has changed a lot here, guys.
So, Sills, how do they go to the? You mentioned you played 3 years, you lost one regular season game. What's the key for them getting to the finish line here now in this last stretch of the season?
Not caring who your next opponent is, worrying about your process, worrying about the things that made you get to where you are right now. It's not really about the opponent any longer, Gary. It's about you, the internal opponent, because the work that we put in each and every single week, it was really not about the guys that were on Saturday that we were going to play. It was about us. How are we playing as a football team? Are we on the same page, rowing in the same direction? And I think they are, man. I mean, Lamar knows this. This is laser focused stuff. I mean, you don't care about your family right now. You don't care about your school. You don't care about anything, man. You sacrifice all the loved ones in your life right now, and you just got to be laser focused on what you do every day. Hey, Lamar, watch this. You know this as well as I. Train table, 7:30 every day. Sign in, get ready, go over. You go over to the complex, get your workout in. Then you watch your team films with your guy. You sit there with either Axe or I'm sitting with Butch. I'm going through the process. We go out, we lift. Then we go out at 3:15. Guys staying reins, of course. At 2:45, always blow everything up. So we got to wait a little bit. We roll out there. We go out there and practice for 3 hours. We have inside drill. We have team drill. We do everything. Pursuit drill. And then guess what? That's our process. After we go to dinner and we start the routine again. That is what makes us great and what made us great. We had a routine. Every single day, it was the same thing. And Jimmy kept us focused. And all the coaches that we had from Howard, by the way, Howard, Jimmy, and Dennis, those three men. The guy Coker, hey, I'll tell you what. All right. Yeah. That guy killed so many of our pipeline. I can't stand Larry Coker. I think he's the worst coach we've ever had. He's a cab driver. You know, there's people that were great in our program. He's a cab driver. You know why? How could a guy 60-something and 15 get fired? Well, he destroyed all of our pipeline, and that's how the SEC came in and got them all.
You know,
what do you think, Gary? This was going to be easy.
You leave me speechless all the time, and I'm very hard to be speechless now. You are a professional.
It wasn't like it is, though. I mean, I don't know if I would describe it as a cab driver, but you know.
So you think a guy 60-something and 15 gets fired because why?
No, he got fired because he let it all go. No doubt.
Right. He wasn't really that dude. He was a bus. He sat in the back of the bus, and he was a caboose and not like the guy at the engine. I mean, Dennis Erickson was an engine, and Jimmy was an engine, and Howard Schnellenberger was an engine. The rest of those guys have been cabooses. I think Mario's the first guy that's an engine driver, and he's driving us right now.
He's driving.
It's a really good place right now. I'm very Gary, I can't tell you how happy I am. I played with Lewis's brother. I know the Cristobal family for decades. I am thrilled for the Columbus. By the way, Gary Dunn, my friend tells me, he goes, hey, Dunn, the head coach at Columbus. Yeah, he was at my high school in Connecticut. Dave Dunn, he coaches like Columbus. I go, yeah, he was a Hurricane. He was a Crusader with me up in Stanford. He goes like this. He goes, yeah, that kid played at my high school. He goes, so you're tied in with all? I go, yeah, dude, Palmetto, Woodrow Wilson. Go down the line here, man. I know all these people. You know why? Jerome used to take me around, Gary. He goes, Sills, I know you're Italian, but please do me a favor. Put your jersey on. And I go, why am I putting my jersey on? He goes, well, you don't really look Cuban and you look like a white guy. I go, I'm Italian. I'm not a white guy. And he goes like this to me. He goes, listen, we're going to go into some lofty areas here. And a guy by the name of Luther Campbell's going to meet us. So I want you to be cool here. Please put your jersey on. I said, okay. So I walk into this place, Gary, and it's like, it's soul food. I go, what is this? What is this stuff? It's Chinese boxes. And I go like this. And I go, is it? What is it? He goes, how do you like this? I go, it's chicken. He goes, that's chicken gizzards. And I go, really? Wow, these are great. He goes, you know what they are? I go, no, I don't care. And so I'm sitting here, we got recruiting. And this is what I did. This is how I went into houses and got Darius Frazier and guys like that were in the community at the time and bringing them into Miami. Man, I'll tell you what, I would never in a million years ever change any of that on what I did. It was outside of my family right now, it's the greatest time of my life.
Wow. My cheeks are from laughing. You leave me speechless. You are a true professional, Mr. Sileo. You are. You never.
You know I love you, man. You know what you mean to me. You know what you mean to me.
And I appreciate you coming on the show, man. So actually tonight we had this is a top billing matchup. I thought last week because you would have been on with Michael Irvin, but this week you were on with Mario. We had Mario on earlier, and now you, man. That's up there in the
bro.
That's up.
And listen, I'll tell you one more time. And Lamar, I don't care who's listening. The Miami Hurricane alumni. I'm on 7 hours a day. I would never do this for. I love you. You know that, and I'll do anything for you at any time. I apologize about last week, and I'll tell you, man. For you, anytime. And Gary, believe me, he's one of the reasons too, because he was cool to me when I was at QAM. Hey, let me pick this up here. And when I was telling you that Al Golden was horrible and everyone was calling for my job and calling into QAM, this guy was not the guy. And I was right in the end. Mario's the right guy.
Hey, you got to end on that. We appreciate you, Big Seals, man. Thank you so much, man. And man,
anytime.
Hey, you want me to come on? I don't know if I'm national.
No. You know what? I actually thought about it, and I'm going to reach out to you and have you come on the program on the Tampa show.
Thank you.
I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Dan. Great seeing you, man.
Thank you, brother. All right.
The best. Love that guy.
So I don't even know what to say. Yeah, you guys just let him go. I mean, there's some guys you give them a question and you just let them go. You gotta let them go. Like he's up to him and Mike. And every now and then we get Kevin Harris on, but I don't. When he goes, we got to cut him off. But other than that, he's one of those guys, man. I'm so appreciative that he was able to do that for us. Again, he's a national guy. I should have asked Chris Fowler when I was on the plane with him on the private jet.
Ooh, he was on that plane?
Yeah, I sent you the picture, man. The picture of me and Chris Fowler, man. We chilling. Yeah, he was on the plane.
Huh.
The PJ. And when I got off the plane, if you go on my Instagram or my Facebook or Twitter, there is me getting off the plane, celebrating being a state champion. State champion with the PJ in the back, of course. But state champion, it was a great feeling to land and to know that I just watched something very special, very special. A win is a win, so much better than a loss. And to beat those guys in Tallahassee really meant the world. And because of that, my Cash App is booming. It's popping. It was ding, 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 ding. I had a lot of bets out there.
All right, we haven't talked too much about the defense, and obviously Corey Heatherman's got them playing at a real high level. But Lamar, when when you play that Gus Malzahn offense at Florida State, there's a lot that goes into preparing for that game, and I felt like that even though it stretched over 2 weeks, I felt that they had to prepare so hard to be ready for that particular offense that a little bit of their I don't know if fundamentals is the word, but a little bit of their basic principles and quality kind of fell by the wayside a little bit. And for the first time this year, we saw a little bit of confusion. We saw wide open receivers, things like that. So a lot of times Castellanos didn't find them, thank God, or that would have been a much tighter game from start to finish. But, talk about what the mental challenge, you have to change up what you do so much for a singular opponent. And Louisville will present some of these problems too in next Friday night. But what does that do to a football player mentally when now everything they've practiced is not the same for this game?
Well, I can tell you this, from being a coach that had to coach against Army and Navy, to watch the preparation that we had to put in each week, one or two periods, just to be able to, when we get to that week, to have some type of familiarity with it. It's that offense is a tough offense, and our defense, they had to change up a lot of things, like you said. But you got to give them credit. I mean, it's almost like a triple option. You got the running back that can run the ball. You got the pass, the reverses, and you got the quarterback. And then the key to all this is him getting out of the pocket before he crosses the line and throwing the ball. Because now you have to make a decision as a defensive back. Do I leave my guy and go try to corral him before he gets up a full head of steam? So it's a tough. I mean, that's if my opinion. If they kind of scrap the offense a little bit and let him do more of what we saw in the second half, they're going to be pretty damn dangerous. And I know it might be sandlocked, but I think it's tough. I think it's along the lines of what Charlie Ward was able to do after they played us that second half. And they went on to do some great things. I think the next year won a national championship. It's tough to stop when you got a quarterback that you don't know what he's doing. And he's a little guy. That's the thing about it. So as you're looking back as a defensive back and you're looking back on it and trying to find him, you have to find him first to see where the angles are to defend the guy, right? And you all of a sudden you're looking and hell, he's running right beside you, or he's in a different spot. Now you got to try to make a play. I mean, that's tough to be down there on that field and to see him up close in that second half. I mean, the fourth quarter, do his thing. It was pretty impressive, and I hate to give them any credit, but they were able to do some things, and like you said, he missed some passes early. I think our defense was predicated on him finding the open guys, and he couldn't find them because he pretty much was running for his life back there. Our guys got to him a couple times, unlike their defensive line, who I think Carson Beck hit the ground one time.
Yes.
One time. And you let that guy stand back there with a clean pocket, 20 or 23, 20 or 27. I mean, he's going to kill you. He's the ultimate game manager. And that's the difference. We had Castellano running for his life. And remember, I brought up this stat last week. 1 of 5 when he passed for over 240. He passed for over 240, so now he's 1 of 6. And obviously he said, let me make sure I got this right. He said they haven't been beaten yet. They've only beaten themselves. So they 0-2 against themselves, I guess. I don't know what the fuck. He said, I think what his quote was, we haven't been beaten. We've only beaten ourselves. Nah, you got beat. And it could have been worse.
Let me, I want to throw something up here for a minute. Pinellas Cane is posting, Mario's got to turn the offense completely over to Dawson and step aside. And I mean, I wrote a column about this yesterday at CaneSport.com about this subject. But yes, he has made some mistakes at different points as a head coach. No argument. But for some reason, Mario has this label that's been put on him. Can't game manage, he's got to turn the offense over to Shannon Dawson. Well, he's already turned the offense over to Shannon Dawson. Yes, their running offense is the old Alabama run game that he had when he was at Alabama. They believe in it. That's predominantly run game, no argument. But Shannon Dawson is running the offense. Now, people make comments like this with having no idea, like what. And Pinellas, I'm not picking on you. This is the norm. And I hear it in the corridors of the stadium. I hear it in the press box from national media. I heard it out in the parking lot at Joe Campbell Stadium the other night. Everybody's sitting around saying, "When is Mario going to mess this up?" Mario can't manage games. Look what happened in the fourth quarter. Why? What does Mario have to do as a coach to get rid of that stigma that people put on him, that he's meddling here, he's meddling there? He's the damn head coach. He can meddle wherever the hell he wants, first of all. But people say these things not having a clue what's really taking place.
Unfortunately, he has to win a championship, man. I mean, that's the only thing that makes it go away, because you go back to the past, and the Georgia Tech thing will not go away. Even talking to people that had no affiliation with anybody, they bring up Georgia Tech game. So, he has to be able to somehow get this team deep into the playoffs or win a championship, because that says that now you've been able to weather the storm of a whole season. We've gone for 8 games or 10 games, and then we lose 2. We've gone close, but we've never been able to go into that deal again. Case in point, ACC championship. So for him to maybe win the ACC championship, or maybe put it to bed. The one thing that the naysayers say about us, oh, you haven't won the ACC. You're right. You're 100% right. But I think this year, with Mario trusting the coordinators and letting them do their thing, I honestly believe that once we got ahead, I think this is the maturity of our coordinators saying, let's not do anything to screw this up. If they're going to come back, they're going to come back on a great defense. Okay. And that's not, I know it's putting pressure on that defense, but they're good. They're really good. But, I love what he said against Florida. It was wet. He wasn't going to put his quarterback in a situation and something funky to happen, and big momentum comes our way. They had to score a lot of points to get back in it. They had to score a lot of points. And unfortunately for them, they weren't able to do it. So I like what I see. I know that one lull, whether it's the third quarter or the fourth quarter, a lot of fans don't like it, but shit, at the end, we get that dub. I'm okay with it. I'm okay.
Yeah, and there was nothing that went on in that fourth quarter that was about Mario, other than the decision not to kick the field goal that everybody was debating.
Yeah.
And like I said, I thought he made the right decision. Some people thought he made the wrong decision. It's a matter of individual opinion. No head coach is going to win all the time. I know he had nothing to do with what was going on out there, though. Anyway, with all respect to Sileo, this rat poison thing is for real. Chris Brown points out that everybody's talking about the Canes now more than any other team. Doesn't remember them talking this much about Miami in a long time. Mario calls that rat poison. Again, you've been in football at every level. What is your definition of rat poison, and how does Miami stay away from it?
I mean, when we were kicking butt back when I was playing, I mean, we really took a us against the world attitude. So there's really no reason, no way we could even think about the rat poison as far as us believing, we because we felt like we had to go out and win every game to get that respect that we truly deserved. And so I think you just go out and win, man. You go out and you completely dominate, whether it's hopefully for 4 quarters. If it's for 3 quarters and you get the win, okay. But the dominance that they have shown at times, the majority of the game has been astounding. It's been great. So, if we ever play that 4-quarter game, it's going to be. I think that's going to take people over the top and understand that, hey, these guys are freaking for real, and it could happen against Louisville. It really could happen against Louisville. It sets up perfect for us. I mean, Jeff Brom is a great offensive mind, and he's going up against our defense, which we're hanging our hat on our defense right now. We got guys that are running to the football. We got a pass rush. We're going to make your O-line come to play. We got guys that are making tackles, gang tackling. That's the one thing I love about it. They're gang tackle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys around the ball. We didn't see that. We haven't seen that in a while. So it's a beautiful thing to watch. Now, I'm just hoping, again, not hoping, but I know it's going to continue because, I need to see this against Louisville. But, I'm going to take it 1 week at a time. We got an off week where those guys are going to go get better, work on the deficiencies, enhance the stuff that they're good at. And hopefully, again, like we talked about, maybe some guys that aren't playing will do what they're supposed to do and get back in the good graces, get an opportunity to go out against the Louisville and get themselves back on the map.
How hard is it for young football players to go 1 week at a time?
It depends on your leadership. Your leadership, when you have guys that are leaders that have been there, that's what it all boils down. Coach, or whether it's the coach or the true guys in that locker room, because when you got leaders in the locker room, it makes the job easier on your coaches. When you have guys that have been there, I mean, you got Carson Beck. He's played in big games. I mean, that's your quarterback. He's played. He's not coming from a smaller school. He's coming from the top. So it trickles down because the way he's preparing for these games has these guys like Malachi, these guys. You got Daniels who played at LSU, top program. So they're passing it down to these guys, and the guys are feeding off it. It's a good thing to have leadership. And that way you say, hey, we're focused on Louisville, man. We let's take care of Louisville, and then we'll talk about the rest of these jokers. But we need to set our minds on Louisville, just like they had to set their minds on Florida State. Now you got 2 weeks. You set your mind on Louisville, and then you go from that point. Because without Louisville, the Louisville win, your dreams and your goals are not. They might not be attainable.
All right, let's take this thing home tonight with a little word association.
All right.
I'm going to throw some of these at you. Very interested to hear what you have to say. I'm going to start with, since we were just there, Tallahassee. How was your visit to Tallahassee, Lamar?
Well, I flew in on the private jet. I got there I left at 2 o'clock from Opelika. Got there about 3:30. Caught the old, the van or the one of them shuttle buses that we had. And I pulled up to the hotel, the team hotel that is. And I could have got some food. They were eating pregame, but I didn't. I was a little, anxiety. Did a couple of interviews and stuff, and got myself ready for the game. Was trying to make sure Michael Irvin wasn't anywhere near me. And then I went to the game, and then stayed there, and then got on the plane, and I mean, what a fun ride to that stadium, seeing all the Leon County hood rats people yelling things at the bus. And then, I'm sorry, I rode on the team bus as far as I was like on bus 6 or 7. So they were shooting birds at people that weren't even actually playing. So I don't know. But it was, 1 and 2, 3, 4 was a team, and then 5, 6 is all administration and stuff like that. But I mean, they were shooting birds. It kind of brought back, well, not kind of. It had me a little hyped up. It had me. Josh Darrow was on it. He said, "Boy, you look like you're getting hyped." I was sitting. I was having my music. I I was shaking back and forth. I mean, because it took me back to a time of getting ready for the game, man. And so it was, and that's what I meant by when I saw Mario in the locker room, I wanted to push him because that's I used to do that. But I'm so glad I didn't.
I think you still would bounce off, Lamar. How about Shannon Dawson?
Doing an outstanding job, man. As he continues to do a better job, my opinion, I think his name is going to come up. I mean, you were able to, if this thing goes well and you had a first rounder, and now you got a guy that could jump into the first round and win a natty. His name could come up, and so let's enjoy it while we can. He's done a great job so far. I think he's matured as a coordinator. I just listened to him and what he had to endure when he first had the air raid at Kentucky, and now it's morphed into something even more special because there's a running game, a power running game he has to make yourself as a defensive coordinator not only try to look up air raid offense and learn it to stop it, but you also have to now figure out how to stop a power running game at the same time. So I think he's matured. I love listening to him talk, and I love the fact when he kind of talked about FSU DBs. I like that. He got that swag now. He got that swag.
Man, I hope these athletic directors at places like Louisiana Monroe, Rice, and those kind of places, please stay away.
No, he can't.
Like, don't inspire Shannon Dawson to take a job that he's going to have for a few years. No. I know he'll make some money, but he's going to make plenty of money here.
No, he has to. It has to be a. I think it has to be a Power 5. It can't be no little. It can't be one. It can't be Arkansas State or nothing like that.
No, that's a waste of time, and you ruining. You guys got such a good thing going here right now. Like he'll be making $2 million a year here if he's not already. And
because here's the deal: now you're not coaching the same type of athletes that you're used to coaching.
Yes, and your offense is not going to look the same.
Yeah, I really believe that. If it happens that he goes to like a Kentucky or something, I wouldn't mind going back with him. I wouldn't. We both were fired from Kentucky by Stoops, and now to go back and replace his ass, that'd be a good thing.
Malachi Tony.
Talked about him earlier, man. What a great treat it is to watch this kid and to hear how he prepares, to hear from Beard. And everybody in that program who is excited about watching this kid play, and to be 17 or 18. I think did he turn 18 yet?
He turned 18 about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so to be an 18-year-old, and the sky's the limit. I mean, again, as I continue watching play, I keep adding up the touchdowns. I'm like, man, 2 years he might shatter this thing, man. I mean, it's all me and Mike got is touchdowns. We still got the touchdowns, but I would love to see him do it. He's such an excitable player. I think it's infectious to the room because he's going out. Not only is he catching passes, he's also blocking aggressively, and it usually becomes contagious. You can't have one guy doing it and another guy not, because what's going to happen is the coach is going to be like, "Hey, you see what he's doing? I need you to jump on board with that." So, hey, man, I love everything about it. I'm so happy to see this kid doing this thing, and I think we're gonna have more big stuff to come.
All right, let's go Carson Beck,
the ultimate game manager on the redemption tour. That's what I call. That's what I told Booger McFarland when he was trying to talk about Carson Beck, and I said, "Hey, man, your track record with quarterbacks, you said Lamar Jackson wasn't that good." So and he said, "Oh, you mess up every now and then." That was a big mess up. So now I'm letting him know. I sent him the stats. I sent him the touchdowns. I sent him all that stuff. He gave me thumbs up. It's the redemption tour. He's the ultimate game manager. I think he has, and I won't say a kid because he's a grown man. He has a chip on his shoulder, and he's gonna do whatever it takes. I don't like him running a lot, but he's running. He'll run every now and then but he's doing whatever it takes. And the most important thing is because of this team, he's not asked to win the game. That's what I like. He's not asked to be Cam Ward.
No.
He's not asked to be running around and making the passes across the field, all that stuff that Cam Ward that we saw last year. This is a whole different. He's staying within the system. They're calling good plays for him. We're taking what you give us. You're going to stop the run, so now we're going to throw it over the top of you. If you're going to back up, we're going to throw it underneath. And our guys are going to run and get yards. If you're going to back up, now we're going to run the ball. Now you got some problems. So for him, this has to be great because they're not asking him to win the game. They're just asking him to manage the game, do the plays, go through your progression. Our O-line is going to keep it upright and clean. You know, he had on white, right? We had on white, right?
Yep.
It stayed white. Because he only one time.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's taking your guys out to prime 112.
There you go. He can afford it too. I think it was Michael that went up to him on the sideline the other day after he tried to run or whatever and said, Carson, we don't need you to do that. I don't want to see you doing that ever again. You don't need to run. He's pretty important to have out on the field.
Yes, he is. And that's I just hold my breath when he runs. And I mean, but he is all in, man. This kid is, again, not kid, this grown man is giving it all. I think he's enjoying being on this team. You know, whatever was done at Georgia and whatever went down at Georgia, somehow they split ways. It was not, you know, but now he's back on the team. These guys look up to him. And I think he enjoys this and he embraces it, and he's doing whatever he can to get us on the victories.
All right, he joined us at the beginning of the show. Let's bring it home with Mario Cristobal.
Oh, classmate, hey man, you put together something special, man. You also understand what the off week is about, and I know you better than anybody else definitely understands what the work we have to put in during the off week to make sure there's no fall off. And because there's no fall off, Louisville. And I'm saying it right. I need to mispronounce it, Louisville, but I'm going to do it right, Louisville. You're in trouble. You're in trouble. You coming down here, you're in trouble. I think we owe you a little bit, too.
Yeah.
Owe them a little bit. If I'm mistaken, didn't they come down here 2 years ago?
We went there.
No, we went up there last year, and then 2 years ago, didn't they come down here? Did they win the game 2 years ago? I know. I think they might have won, man.
Yeah, I think you're right. It all runs together for me a little bit.
I think they won, so we owe them an ass with them. Belt the ass. That's the motto. Belt the ass.
Belt the ass. See Michael slapping the stadium with a belt. Like, what's he doing, Lamar?
That guy, man, he is one of a kind. He is energy upon energy, and I got to tell you, man, for those young guys to see him, to see a Hall of Famer, you get to see Jason Taylor, Hall of Famer. You get to see Michael Irvin, Hall of Fame. Edgerrin James, Hall of Famer. That's a lot. Those are top they ever played the game.
Yep.
And it has to mean something.
Yeah. All right, LT. Well, great show. We got to thank Mario Cristobal for starting it off with us tonight, and he's busy out recruiting on a Wednesday night. I mean, unbelievable, but we wholeheartedly appreciate him stopping by. Got to thank Dan Sileo, of course, for stopping by, and we got to thank all you guys for watching. And then, of course, we must thank CaneSwear, which is I'm going to give Lamar one final solo shot here. And you can see all the great hurricane gear that they have at CaneSwear. You could shop it at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, or, wow, that's nice, or at CaneSwear.com. So make sure you check them out as soon as you get a chance. And, wow, what's that?
The speaker, man. Outdoor speaker. They got everything in here.
Oh, man.
The utensils, socks, shorts, draws, everything. For everything, they got a little dolphin section. They got obviously the hockey section. They got the soccer section. And they got it all in here. Canesville, come on out. Come on out. You got a whole, and then we got the Louisville game. Come in here before the Louisville game. What's that, on Friday night?
Yeah.
Woo.
Friday night.
Come on in here. They'll be waiting for you.
They will.
Waiting for you.
All right, LT. Well, we'll be back next Wednesday night to talk about that Louisville game. It should be an interesting one. But until then, thank you again, everybody, for watching, and we will see you next time.
Go Canes.